Hello everyone. In this video we'll create the animation that we have seen from the intro. But first we need to make the structure for the HTML file. I've already created on my own. It's just a simple header with a nav and links inside it. And it will be resulting like this. And the main section will be the hero section itself, which is actually divided by two columns. This is the hero content, also hero images. Uh, the hero content will contain the text like heading and also the captions, which will also animated diagonally by using clipart later on. And the hero image will be three column grids that the first hero image will act like a main gallery, because the other two will be having smaller size, narrow width, so that the first one will act as our main entry point. There is also a hero controls in here, which is we will use it to control the gallery to move previous images or next images based on the user click. So why I use two AMG element in here is because the first one will gonna be the actual image that will be shown. The second image element will be the one that animating to the new image. So this is gonna be the old image, this is gonna be the new image, and we will just fill the source from the second image dynamically by scripts. So that pretty much it. You can copy the starting point from my GitHub repo, which I will share on the description as well. So firstly we will use a root image height and also font body. So image height will be set for our height for all the gallery items that we can reuse it later on. Then we also need a CSS reset in here, which is just simple box sizing border box and show margin 0. And for the body itself we will use font body, and this is just my preference to use font optical sizing auto as well as normal and adding manual font weight. You can skip this actually. For the H1 and H2, to make things simple for the hero content, I'm using font family directly for font heading and also font weight bolder, and figure is reset with margin 0. Now for the side header I use position fix. It's just a simple header positioning that used on all websites, but in here also use HSL for the hue saturation lightness to get the color. The animation will use header refill 1 second and easy input the side nav. Here I will use just simple flex with align item center, and also for the link I will differentiate between the side nav logo and also the ordinary A. So I create sorry I put it wrong. So if we continue, we also make basically two grid columns. One is for fraction and the other one is 6 fractions. This is a basic hero content we add here with just flag direction column and make it center. For the hero heading we use clipart polygon to basically just hide something in the content. So And also, if you notice, I put span inside the hero heading. CSS nesting is fully supported on all major browsers, so you need to do this as well. Now we'll go to hero caption. We'll pretty much the same as the hero heading. We also set the same clip head and animation as well, but we just add a delay of 1.6 seconds. Now for the hero images in here, we use the display grid, and we'll use the same min max as on the hero, but in here, instead of just 2 columns, we'll use 3 columns, with one of them is larger than the other. So we'll use 3 fraction, 1 fraction, and 1 fraction in here. And we also need to make it overflow hidden, because we will animate all the content inside it as well. For the hero image, we use the CSS for heads, and we also need to overflow hidden because we have 2 images that we will transform it later on. In here I use animation image refill, we will define later on as well. And you notice that I use delay in here for 2 seconds because the hero heading, this one, will animate first, and after that we will animate the image refill. So basically we create a sense of flow in here, a timeline flow, but actually just an animation delay. Now I use CSS nesting to select the NTH seal for margin top and animation delay. Again, in here I just simply add margin top and animation delay to create a flow and out of grid effect. Now for hero image, because we have 2 hero EMG element, we use this to start from bottom for only the hero image 2, which is the one that we will hide, and we will transform it to create the diagonal movement effect. So let's try to check the update from now. Yeah, we have the header in here. This is the grid, and if you check, it's basically just because we add the margin, it creates this out of grid effect. And because this is 5 frames margin top and this one is 10 frame margin top, it will create this kind of diagonally flow in here. This is pretty cool for me. We also just use display flex in here, item center, and also a cap. And this animation is just simple fed in transform translate by. We'll go to creating the keyframes for the heading. So it's basically just transforming and translates y to b minus so that it'll be hidden from the viewport. And for the hidden animation, we use the clipped polygon, but this time we'll use 300 for the fourth parameter, because if we use only 100, and then it will create just an ordinary rectangular field. But if we use 300, it will create like a diagonal cut. For the image refill, we just use kinda transform translate and also opacity 0. So it's pretty much just a simple translate opacity, the same as the control for the prev and next button. It's just opacity and transform y. That's pretty much the CSS. I think I make a double semicolon here. It's already nice. Of course, the button is not working just yet, but the header is moving. And if you look closely, this has diagonal. The first heading is actually animating first, and just a few milliseconds later, the caption also animated. But the flow is pretty much in order because we go for the side header first, the heading content, and then each of the images itself. So the images come one by one because we also add animation delay, as well as this control will come last. So that's the power of animation delay. So let's get to the scripts, and the script is just pretty much a way to handle the click and then swapping the source from image 1 into image 2, and vice versa, as well as using transform translate for the x and y axis. So we need to add all of them inside of the DOM content loaded. Then we get all the hero images for the container, as well as we gonna get all the navigation buttons or the controls. And we also gonna check if their figure's length is axis, and we add that to the total. And this get one search will be a helper to get all the current image source. Then we use a preload for the image before animation to ensure the smooth transition without flickers. And then after that, we use a helper, which is just wait for CSS transition to basically finish on specific element. We specially listen for the transfer property only, and also set as a fallback timeout in case the browser skips the firing events. So we need to call a transition and event listener in here. And we'll check for the element target and also property name transform. Then we go to the main slider function. We use asynchronous in here, and also we check for the button next is disabled or not. After this, we're gonna capture the current visible image resource. as well as preparing an array for the next target image sources. We also check if the new target source based on direction, and we'll wrap it around modulo. So it's basically we just check the next or previous direction and use it to fill the two targets. Then we need to preload all upcoming images to prevent flicker. And we'll go to the first step of initial state for hero image 2, and we'll say depending on the direction, we'll animate it either from bottom right or from top left. And all of the images is set to position off screen and made visible by opacity 1. Here we set the translate. We're also gonna set the opacity and Z indexing. Then we need to force the reflow again. Using void document body offset head is gonna force the reflow that the browser applies above transfer before animating. This will create a smooth slides into place using CSS transition. We just use transition and transform here. After that, we need to wait for all transition to finish. After this, we'll need to swap the sources. So once the slide in is finished, we update the hero image 1 and use the same image as hero image 2. This makes the hero image 1 become the new visible image. Now we also need to reset the hero image to back off screens and prepare for the X animation cycle. We just basically resetting this and also check the transform based on the direction. For image 2, we're gonna set back the opacity to 0 as well as the set index back to 2 and another reflow. Now we need to re-enable navigation buttons. And after that, we just need to attach click listener for next and prev controls. So let's refresh, and then the animation is still working just fine. And we click next. It will move the second image to the first one or to the main gallery. The third image to be the second image, diagonally from bottom right to top left. See? It will create this smooth transition effect. And if you notice, when we use next, the prev and next will become temporarily disabled because we don't want to overflow the animation. So we need to make them disabled until the animation is finished. Now if we use prev or click the previous button, it will go the other way around, which is from top left to bottom right. but the last image will be the main image. So this one will come here like a sliding animation effect. Pretty cool, right? And I think that pretty much it. Thank you for watching and have fun with playing JavaScript animation as well as the CSS. Happy coding. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.